How's it going? Dave from Comic Book Investments. So in this video, we're going to look at 5 keys that are dropping in price. And we'll go into the details, why they're dropping in price, kind of give my speculation, what's going to happen to them, things like that. I know you guys like this. It keeps you updated on what's going on in the current market. Some of you out there have these books. Some of you might want to pick them up. Maybe a good time to pick them up. We'll talk all about that. But before I get into the list, I'm going to give you an update. I like to do this once a month on how the eBay cashback is going along. So basically, I have a link in my description that's a link to eBay. You can buy anything on eBay. But if you use the link, basically what it does is I get like a very, very small amount, pennies, dimes, nickels, quarters, back from anything you guys purchase. Literally anything. It could be, it could be a comic book, or it could be a Pokemon card, or it literally could be toilet paper. It doesn't really matter. And just anything on eBay, use that link. I get a very small percentage, but it adds up. And what I like to do is if you guys are out there using that link, it's down in the description below of every video I do, is I'll add it up once a month, and then I put it into a pool, and then I'm gonna take that money and I'm gonna buy a comic and do a giveaway. So it's like a win-win. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything, doesn't cost me anything. I mean, you're just basically taking money from eBay. So, hey, why not? So the first month we have had some people buy some more expensive stuff, but this month, not so much, not as many people using it. I think we were at 198 for the first month of May. Now in June, totaling up, we are now at a grand total, I think like 235, 238, something like that. That's where we're at. I did a poll. Most people said to let it, keep going until, there's a substantial amount of money, and then buy a bigger book as opposed to giving away a bunch of lesser value books. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep going. And so right now, the grand total is, I think it's like 235 or 238, somewhere around there. Can't remember off the top of my head. And that's the amount we're at right now. Maybe I'll redo a poll once we hit around $500 or something like that, maybe 400, things like that. I'll redo the poll. So yes, use the link. It benefits you guys and basically this YouTube community, and you guys will get a free comic. All right, on to the list. First we got up is Thor 337. This is the first appearance of Beta Ray Bill. A 9.4 is down 50% from 400 peaking back in May of 21, now selling for 199. A 9.6 down 60% from 821 to 325 from a year ago, and a 9.8 from a year ago selling for 1700, now selling for 860, is down 49%. So what's going on here? Well, basically, it's got a little bump from the comic boom, very typical of these types of books, but a lot of people were speculating that Beta Ray Bill is going to be in Thor 4, which comes out in a week. Now, I haven't seen the movie yet. It's not out yet. But as far as I know, he is at the most a small cameo kind of thing. They're thinking maybe he'd have a big role. They did have a statue of him in Thor 3, Thor Ragnarok. He was part of the contest of champions, so to speak. But there hasn't been any real concrete news other than possible rumors that he has a cameo appearance at the most, but I don't know for sure. But people are hoping he would have a bigger role, but that is not the case. He may have a bigger role in the future of the MCU, but as far as right now, not so much. They did have deleted scenes in, I believe, Avengers Endgame with cameo appearance from him, but I think Kevin Feige scrapped it because they wanted to use him later. So there could be a very good chance that he'll show up later. So there was a small spike in this book about a couple months ago when there was more rumors coming out that he was going to be in it. And then I think those rumors slowly got squashed, and then people kind of just moved on from it because they don't think he's going to have a big role. Even if he does appear a small little cameo, I imagine this book will spike for a little bit, but it'll come back down. I imagine this book is going to drop a little bit more going into the future. Then it'll stabilize, and then that'll probably be a good time to pick it up if you're looking to get it. And then eventually I think this book will spike again when he will show up later. All right, next we got Avengers 55, first appearance of Ultron. A 4.0 down 50% from selling 200 back in 2014 to 101 now. An 8.5 selling down 48%, selling 600 back in 2014 and now 312. And a 9.6 peaking back in 2013 for $2,400, now selling for 800. That is down 67%. Now, as you can see, This got a huge boost, not from the comic boom. Literally got nothing from the comic boom. Comic boom did nothing for this one. But what happened around 2013, 2014, that's probably Avengers 2, Age of Ultron. That got a huge boost. If you look at that graph, it was like a nothing but shot straight up. And ever since then, it's just been slowly falling. Now, it looks like by the graph, it's kind of stabilizing. Now, it's higher than it was before Age of Ultron, but it's kind of just middle route. He is a good villain for the Avengers. He's quite popular all around. So I imagine this book is just going to slowly meander around. Next, we got New Mutants 98, first appearance of Deadpool. A 9.4 is down 38% from 800 in May to 500. A 9.6 peaking in October of 1,300, now selling for 600, down 54%. And a 9.8 down 47% from a peak back in April of 21 for 3,000, now selling 1,578. It looks like, yes, from its peaks, from around the comic boom era, things like that, the 9.8s definitely have dropped. But it looks like it's kind of stabilizing a little bit. So my best guess, it's going to stay around the prices that it's currently at right now. It will probably start going up again when Deadpool 3 is starting to happen more and more. The other ones have shown signs of not, breaking their peaks sooner than the comic boom. So like the 9.6, 1,300 back in October. So a lot sooner than May and April of last year. So if you're looking to pick one up, I think now's a good time. Tales of Suspense 52, first appearance of Black Widow. A 3.5 down 49% from 1151, peaking last year, now selling for 585. A 6.5 down 42% from 2650 to 1527, and a 9.4 is down 15% from 2950 back in March, so a few months ago, which was a record price, now selling for 25,200. As you can see, the other books on this list were dropping by 42, 50%, but not the 9.4. I put the 9.4 on there, kind of showcase higher end grades that are really rare. Like there's not any 9.4s. I think there's only a couple 9.6s. I don't believe there's a 9.8 off the top of my head. Showcase it hasn't really dropped that much in the higher grades. Also in the graph, you can see that, it was worth a fraction of what it is, 10 years ago. So I think you'll do fine. I think with Black Widow still in the MCU as in her sister and things like that, and she's pretty much a mainstay in the Avengers now. When you think of the Avengers, you think of Black Widow. So I think long-term, this book is fine to get. It's definitely seen some dropping, because obviously the movie came out and everything like that. But I imagine it won't drop forever, and it's probably getting to the stabilization point, which then it'll probably just meander around a little bit and then eventually pick up in the long term. Next up, we got Green Lantern 87, first appearance of John Stewart. A 6.5 is down 22% from 625 to 485. A 7.5 is down 33% from 1,750. And an 8.0 peaked at 1,500, now selling for 1,000, down 33% as well. So I know they're coming out with a Green Lantern HBO series, but that's going to star, I think, John Stewart, Guy Gardner, Alan Scott. I don't think Hal Jordan. I think they'll save him for like the DC cinematic universe or whatever they're going to call it now. I looked at this book extensively. Yeah, some of these droppings look kind of bad, 33%, but overall it looks like it's this kind of like all over the place, not too much of a decline. I would imagine if you were going to pick up this book, pick it up now before more news comes out about their Green Lantern Corps TV show and the book goes up even more expensive than it is. I don't see it dropping really much anymore than it is right now. I don't see any significant drops happening with this book. It's also a Neil Adams cover that has it going for it too. So my best suggestion is to get this one while you can. I'm not saying to run out and break the bank just to get it. I think it'll stabilize around this area for a while. So just wait till you get a good deal, but don't wait too long. What do I mean by too long? I don't know, 6 months. Give yourself a 6 month window. All right, last on this list is an update, And this is for Fantastic Four annual number 6. A 5.0 is up 16% from the last time I did it back in April, from 322 to 375. A 6.0 is up 20% from 500 to 600, but an 8.0 is down 17% from 1200 to 1000. This book's is all over the place. It had a huge, way high, and it dropped a ton. So I think now we're in the kind of stabilization point of this particular book. So I think but I don't think it's going to really spike again. There's nothing really coming out or anything that would say, even if a Fantastic Four movie did come out and Franklin Richards was in it, or Annihilus or anything like that, I don't think it's really gonna, it won't be for years. So you have nothing to worry about. All right, that is it. Have a great day.